Hello guys and welcome back to another episode of Top Drives. Today we are going to talk about a topic which is very important at the moment because this is going to be very much a choice you will have to make in the near future if you manage to complete the Call of the Wild 2 challenge. So today I am going to talk about which of the final cars you should pick. Now there are four choices. There are only three choices here, because one of the choices is the Cadillac Cien, and if we have a look at my garage, you can see that is already in my garage, right? So you can get the Cadillac Cien, you can get the Porsche Carrera GT, you can get the Maserati MC12 Stradale, or you can get just a normal legendary Mercedes-AMG SLS GT. Now this is sort of a pick for the people who already have the free rerun prize cars, because if you already have those won't show up. You will only have the Mercedes-Benz AMG SLS GT there. But this video is for you to decide which one you want to go for. Do you want to go for the Porsche Carrera GT, brilliant MRA monster from Germany? Do you want to go for the Maserati MC12 Stradale, brilliant MRA monster from Italy? Or do you want to go for the Cadillac Cien, brilliant MRA monster from the US? Right, so let's weigh the stats first of all. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have all of them in here and we're gonna look over them, right? So Cadillac Cien, first of all, the Cadillac Cien, 3.687, 83 RQ, 217 top speeds, 2000 ride, also a concept. Is this a good car? Probably not, let's be real. Is this an amazing MRA car? Yes. Is this car clutch in many Cadillac events? For sure. Are there so many Cadillac events? No, not really. Do you really like Cadillac? Well, then obviously you will go for this, right? The thing is, all of these cars are not the best. They have qualities. One of them has more qualities than the others, in my opinion. However, all of these are kind of meh choices, so you can't really go wrong. So you have to form a personal opinion on which you want to get. All three are from the 2000s, all three are MRA heavy, and all three are meh price cars, right? So you get to form your own opinion, but in my opinion, we can immediately rule out the Cadillac Cien. It's just the worst out of the three cars in my opinion. It's not usable very often. The only use it has over its competitors is the concept tag. I do believe none of the others have that tag. But however, it's a Cadillac, right? It's usable very rarely in Cadillac events. High top speed, sure. Great MRA, sure. 2000s car, sure. But the others are better choices in my opinion. However, if you do want a US ride, go for the Cadillac Cien. I mean, you can still go for it. Don't take my word as, you know, the be-all, end-all of your decision. It's your decision at the end of the day. If you want to go for the Cadillac Cien, do it. Do it. Press it. Do it. Definitely. I'm not going to try to influence your final decision. I'm just gonna give you some small straightenings along the way, right? So you can weigh the cars. Now, for me, the other two cars, the Porsche Carrera GT and the Maserati MC12 Stradale, are much closer on which you do want to choose. The Mercedes-Benz AMG SLS GT, you can just get out of your mind, in my opinion. The only thing this has over the others is that it is a non-prize car. That means it is usable in finals. So if you really want to think like that, if you really want to think that you want a car that is usable in a finals, you want to get a better Mercedes squad that you can use in finals, then sure. But I think it's just too niche to think of this car as the better car, and I think you should definitely pass up on the Mercedes and get one of the other three cars, right? But in my opinion, it's really a horse race between the Porsche Carrera GT and the Maserati MC12 Stradale, and I think we are going to have a photo finish, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not entirely sure which I'm going to pick, to be honest, but I'm going to weigh the negatives and positives of each car. So let's start with the Maserati MC12 Stradale. Now, positives, it has the ultra expensive and hypercar tags. Negative about that though is that those cars are rarely used. It's an Italian Renaissance car, it has a great MRA, it has a worse 0 to 60 and a worse handling value than the Porsche does. However, this one is preferable to the Porsche in one very, very important aspect, and that is that it's an Italian car, right? And the Porsche is not. So these are running completely different races. Not ever will you have an event where you can pick this car instead of the Porsche, except for the daily event, obviously, because that's a 2000s event, or if there is at some point a hypercar 2000s event, then both of them are reliable as well. But to be honest, these cars are not even in the same category. So it's a very difficult thing to do. So at 1 star this would be 3.594, right? It would be quite a good MRA car. However, for me, it's an Italian car. I already have plenty of good Italian cars. Do I really need a Maserati MC12 Stradale? Then you have to weigh the benefits and the negatives again. It's a Maserati price car. It's a Maserati Legendary. That can be super important for you in Maserati events. However, it is a price car. It's labeled as a price car, so you cannot use it in a finals. But when it comes to Maserati, let's have a little look here, and I will tell you exactly what I'm talking about. So if we go to manufacturer and we pick Maserati, right? And we go to all cars, we can see that it's the creed of the crop, right? It's the best car, and the Maserati Birdcage 75th anniversary car has not yet been released. So therefore, you're basically getting the best possible car you can have in the Maserati category, meaning that if there is ever a strictly Maserati event, and those come around, they do come around, you can use this car. It's reliable, and that means that this can be a very good choice if you want to niche yourself into the Maserati brand, because then you have the best car. You know, you can just build downwards from there. That's a great thing, and that's something that Porsche does not have in common with the Maserati, because if we instead filter for Porsche here, going over to the Porsche, I think I've talked enough about the Maserati now. We are gonna go over to the Porsche. You can see that we have to scroll way down to get to the Porsche Carrera GT, which is, you know, which is a different story. There are so many better Porsches. It really is just one of the cars, one of those filler cars for your German hand. That's the problem with this car. No specific tags, it just has the 2000s and a hypercar going for it. Sure, on stat-wise, it is a better car than the Maserati. For sure, it is a better car. At 1 star it would be 3.395. That is better than 3.494, right? I mean 3.694. No, 3.594. Wow, I'm getting the numbers. So this would be 3.395. The Maserati would be 3.494, right? So 3.594. My bad. Is it 3.5 or 3.4? Nevertheless, this is a better car stat-wise, is what I'm trying to tell you. It also has the top speed. It has the long legs that the Maserati does. So in theory, the Porsche Carrera GT is the better choice, right? But in practicality, I doubt that it's the better choice, because there are so many better Porsches already out there, already widespread. A lot of players have all of these non-price car Porsches, and your Porsche that you are getting is also restricted from finals. You cannot use it in a final. It's only usable in 2000s German events, and that's pretty much it, because in Porsche events it's gonna get demolished by the other Porsches, right? So that's the conundrum, right? Do you choose the Porsche, which is the better car but the less useful car in my opinion, or do you pick the Maserati Stradale, which is the more useful car but with the worst stats? Or do you do the complete wild card and pick the Cadillac Cien because you like American cars? I don't know. But in my opinion, the best pick, and that's my opinion, you get to form your own opinion, but in my opinion, the best pick out of those 3 cars is the Maserati MC12 Stradale, because of all the points that I've made. It's an Italian Renaissance car, it's an hypercar, it's a 2000s car, it has great MRA, it's the best Maserati in the game that has been released. It's just the definite choice for me out of the 2 cars, of the 2 finalists. But the Porsche is not a bad choice. I'm not gonna stand here and say that this isn't a hard decision for me. The Porsche is still a good choice. And the Porsche Carrera GT is an iconic car. So I get that a lot of you Porsche enthusiasts, a lot of you enthusiasts of German cars are going to be all over getting the Porsche Carrera GT. And that is not a bad choice. It's very close. As I said, it's a 2-horse race with a photo finish. This is a very hard choice for me to make even. But I'm going to go for the Maserati MC12 Stradale. You can go for the Porsche Carrera GT, but I would personally advise against going for the Cadillac Cien because it's not as good as the other 2 options. And totally forget the Mercedes. Just get that out of your head. I don't think that is worth it any day of the week. It's the way worse car out of the 4, and also it does not have a Prizecar tag. I don't know. I would never pick that one. I would go for the other ones over that, and my favorite is the Maserati MC12 Stradale. I hoped this helped you clear up your mind a little bit. I think it's very much a 50-50 if you want to go for the Porsche or the MC12. I understand both sides. I definitely understand it. And if you are a US car fanatic, I guess I understand why you would go for the Cadillac Cien as well. So long as we all can agree you shouldn't go for the Mercedes. That is all I had for you in today's video. A very speculative video, just a video to try to help you along to choose which car you should go for. And that's pretty much the base purpose of today's video. But if you did enjoy today's more informative and more speculative video, make sure to leave it a like. You can also subscribe to the channel, it would help me out a lot. I have a Discord server if you want to keep the discussion going. You can join it down below in the description. Over 1,100 members have already joined, so definitely join us there. We could always use another member. And if you want to see what I'm currently maxing out, I would recommend checking out my top drives related Instagram. And if you want to check out my Patreon, that is also down below there in the description for you. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, stay safe, have a good one, take care of one another, and goodbye guys.